There are $500 trillion circulating in the world right at this moment, but you have never had your fair share. Do you know why? Because nobody ever told you that money operates by specific laws that you did not learn in school. While you were memorizing math formulas, I was discovering the 3 secret laws that transformed me from an intern who split a $15 McDonald's bill into a woman who has more money in her checking account than your entire family has had in net worth their whole lives. Today, I am going to teach you these laws that changed everything for me. Get ready, because after this video, you will never look at money the same way again. I am Duchess Dollars. I am 35 years old with the face of a 20-year-old, and my relationship with money started very differently than you might imagine. I grew up in a middle-class family where my father was a government employee and my mother owned a uniform business. At the private school where I studied, surrounded by wealthy girls who changed backpacks every year, I used the same one from Target for 2 years straight. While they had multiple pairs of designer sneakers, I had just one. I dreamed of a small Louis Vuitton purse that I could never afford. At 23 years old, working as an intern, I accidentally gained access to my boss's bank statement and discovered she had more money in a checking account than my entire family had in assets. That is when I realized I knew nothing about money except how to spend it. Law number 3. You choose your type of relationship with money. The third and most important law is this. You have a choice about what type of relationship you want to have with money. According to experts, more than 95% of people have a slavery relationship with money. They work only to put food on the table, doing things they do not enjoy. There are 3 types of possible relationships: slavery, control, or friendship. The slavery relationship is when you do anything for money. The control relationship is when you try to dominate money, but end up being controlled by it. The ideal is friendship. When you become friends with money, it takes care of you. When you are friends with money, it takes you to Paris without you needing to be a billionaire. It gives you security, freedom, and peace. But for this to happen, you need to study money and understand why people desire it so much. It is not enough to just want it. You need to understand the rules of the game. I studied financial education obsessively. I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, took English courses to access international material, sought mentorship when I made my first mistakes. I lost $5,000 on my first investment due to pure ignorance. But instead of giving up, I studied more. I worked Monday through Friday at the office, and on weekends I did freelance work to have more money to invest. Law number 1. Money is neutral energy. The first law that changed my life is this. Money is just neutral energy. It is neither good nor bad, neither saint nor sinner. Money is like electricity. Depending on how you use it, it can light up your house or give you a shock. Financial psychology teaches us that we project many things onto money, but it is neutral by itself. When we have difficulty earning money or negative feelings about it, this has nothing to do with money itself because it is simply energy. Do you want to know the truth about why you do not have money? Because you have a toxic relationship with it. It is like dating a toxic boyfriend. While you think he is the problem, you will never be able to have a healthy relationship. I used to be terrified of looking at bank statements. Opening the banking app gave me more anxiety than watching horror movies. But when I understood that money was neutral, I began to treat it like a friend, not like an enemy. Think about it this way. If you found a $100 bill on the street, would you feel disgusted by it? Of course not. But if that same bill came from your salary, you start complaining that it is too little, that it will not be enough for anything, that life is expensive. The problem is not the bill, it is your relationship with it. My father always said that money is like a coin. It has 2 sides. Depending on who you are, the right side will appear. If you are a good person, the angelic side appears. If you have questionable character, the diabolic side manifests. When I started treating money as neutral energy, my financial life began to flow. Every Saturday morning, I grab my gourmet coffee and update my expense spreadsheet. It is not torture, it is a meeting with a dear friend. Wealth is method, darling. Those who do not control money are controlled by it. And controlling money is chic, the perfect moment for transformation. Now comes the perfect moment for me to tell you about something that can accelerate your transformation. You see, there is something incredibly powerful about understanding not just how to make money, but how to carry yourself like someone who deserves it. The look rich, without spending. Much course is currently available at promotional launch pricing, because the classes are being released gradually. As soon as the course is complete, the price will increase to full price, without any discount. This course teaches you the visual, behavioral, and social codes of wealthy women, those details that make all the difference in how you are perceived and treated in the world. It is not about pretending to be what you are not. It is about awakening the most sophisticated version of yourself. It is about understanding that elegance and refinement are not matters of money. They are matters of knowledge. When you master these codes, doors begin to open. People treat you differently. Opportunities appear. You command respect before you even speak. This is the secret weapon that wealthy women have always known, that perception creates reality, and reality creates wealth. The link is in the description, and I am an affiliate of this course because I genuinely believe in the power of this transformation. This is your moment to step into the version of yourself that money wants to find. Law number 2, value is created by collective trust. The second law that made me wealthy is understanding that money only has value because trust is placed in it by many people. One of the largest financial movements in American history has already begun, the transfer of wealth between generations. According to the Global Wealth Report, about $50 trillion should change hands in the United States over the next 25 years. This shows how money is a matter of collective perception of value. A bottle of water costs completely different prices depending on the state, and this is neither right nor wrong. It is simply what everyone in that place perceives as fair. The feeling of wealth is relative. It does not depend only on how much you have, but on how much others have. That is why people who earn $10,000 feel poor when they associate with those who earn $50,000. When I discovered this law, I understood why my poor boyfriend had the audacity to take me to McDonald's and ask to split a $15 bill. He did not understand the value I placed on myself. If you accept less, it is because you have not been able to convince even yourself that you deserve more. To this day, I wonder how I had patience for that situation. I broke up with him right there at the counter, and I never again accepted less than I deserve. From that day on, I began to act like someone who has value. I stopped economizing on myself to spend on other people. I invested in courses, in better clothes, in an image that matched who I wanted to become. Wealthy people know in advance that certain things will increase in value. That is why they buy land, stocks, investments. They understand other people's value systems and know where to invest. I studied the behavior of the wealthy and began to frequent the same places. Women who tend to live longer should lead a good part of the wealth transfer. I realized I needed to be where money circulates. It was at an investor's event that I met my current husband, Mr. Millionaire. It was not love at first sight. It was strategy at first sight. He had assets, financial education, and the same worldview as I did. We made a perfect partnership both in love and in business. The secret that changed everything. Do you want to know the secret that really made me wealthy? It was not luck. It was not inheritance. It was not finding money on the street. It was understanding that I had to become the person that money wants to find. The co-creation of wealth involves aligning thoughts, emotions, and actions to a high frequency. We are not passive spectators. We are co-creators capable of influencing our reality through vibrational frequency. I stopped acting poor while expecting to become wealthy. I began to act wealthy to attract wealth. I invested in myself before I had money left over. I frequented places where wealthy people meet. I learned the language of money. And most importantly, I stopped being ashamed of wanting to be wealthy. Many people think that wanting money is superficial, but I will tell you one thing. Money does not bring happiness, but the absence of it certainly brings unhappiness. I would rather cry in my private jet on the way to Europe than cry on the bus going to work. Applying the 3 laws in practice. Now that you know the 3 laws, how do you apply them in your life? First, start treating money as neutral energy. Stop cursing when you look at your statement. Stop complaining about prices. Stop saying you are broke all the time. Your subconscious mind is listening and creating exactly that. Second, understand that value is perception. If you want to be valued, you need to position yourself as someone of value. This means investing in yourself, improving your skills, taking care of your image, frequenting environments where your value is recognized. To transform financial behaviors, it is important to get off autopilot and pay attention to how we deal with money. Third, consciously choose to be friends with money. Study it. Understand how it works. Create strategies to multiply it. Financial education is a powerful empowerment tool and helps make safe and strategic decisions. The distance between you and money also matters. If you stay too close thinking about it all the time, you miss many fun things in life. If you stay too distant, when something happens and you need it, you go into desperation. The secret is finding the right balance. Today I have a sacred ritual. Every Saturday morning with my gourmet coffee, I update my financial spreadsheet and celebrate each achievement. It does not matter if it was saving $10 or earning $10,000. Every victory deserves recognition. The practice of regularly recording financial achievements, no matter how small, can transform the way you perceive abundance and prosperity. Remember this truth. Remember, to become wealthy and achieve financial independence, you need to build a strong foundation on 3 pillars. Earn more, spend less, and invest better. Always look for ways to increase your income. When earning more, be careful not to increase your cost of living proportionally. And then, to make your assets grow, learn to invest better. The biggest mistake people make is thinking they will become wealthy overnight. The chance of winning the lottery is 1 in more than 50 million. Forget get-rich-quick schemes and magic formulas. Wealth is built with method, discipline, and knowledge. I was not always wealthy. I just always knew that being poor was not for me. Being a millionaire can be defined by a digit, but being wealthy and prosperous is not a mathematical equation. Wealth and money are energies that approach and move away from you as you expand your consciousness. When you understand that you can be wealthy, you will understand that you can do anything. Poverty is a mental state, and mental state can be changed more easily than marital status. And look, I have been through 3 husbands to prove this theory. If I could go from an intern who cried because she did not have a designer backpack to a millionaire woman who teaches others to achieve financial independence, any intelligent and determined woman can do it too. It is a matter of method, not luck. If you want to learn to be wealthy and have more success in life, leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel by activating the bell. We are building a community of women who are enemies of poverty and friends of prosperity. Leave here in the comments, "Money is my friend," if you like the video and are ready to apply these laws in your life. I want to see who is really committed to their own wealth. Until the next video, and remember, money disappears, dignity goes with it. Win in life just like me.